Hey everybody, I'm back, and this time with facial hair again, so I don't look like I'm 12 years old anymore. But it's surprisingly already the end of the month again, so that means it's time to not be talking about my facial hair, but instead to be talking about the September 2019 Q&A video. Alright, so we've got our question in for this month. It comes in again from Nicholas. Nicholas writes, you mentioned earlier in the month how retiring the Defining 25 was a bit of a blessing in that it freed you up to work on projects that are more interesting to you. And I was wondering if you have a dream project that you haven't put any time into because either it seemed like too big of a commitment or that there just wasn't an audience for it. All right, well, that's another good question. One of those that has a short answer, which is just yes and no. But to really answer it properly, I think I'm just going to have to go into kind of what my decision-making process is overall for picking what video I'm going to work on at any given time. So I think I've probably mentioned it at least once or twice in some of the written updates on the Patreon, but I have like a whole list of video ideas, which is, pages and pages long that I've had since I've been making videos, really. But that being said, there are probably only about maybe 20 or 25 video ideas I would say fall kind of squarely into the realm of the kind of videos I'm making right now. But from there, how I really pick it is kind of a combination of both passion and ability. And what I mean by that is, well, at least for the passion part of it, I said I think in the update video at the beginning of this year when I was sort of retooling the channel that I had some ideas for bigger videos I wanted to do that were kind of if say I only had time to make like 2 or 3 more videos and then I could never make another video again, what were some of the videos that I'd want to have said I had made when I was completely done with it? And that's, I guess, kind of how I look at it. If, this next video was going to be the last one that I ever made, what's the one video that I'd want to be able to look back on and say, yeah, I'm happy I put in the work and I got that thing done and put it out. And I think like the last 2 really big videos that I've made, the Telltale video and the Ava video are perfect examples of that, right? Like they are 2 videos that I definitely feel like, even though looking back on them, I mean, there's always going to be stuff that I feel like I could have done better. I still have that feeling of like, I'm glad I did them. I had this thing, very specific thing that I wanted to say, and now it's kind of locked and set in stone forever. And I can always go back and look at that video and be like, yeah, I did, I did the thing. And then as far as ability goes, I mean, there's just the obvious part of, do I feel like I'm a good enough writer or video editor to really tackle this subject properly? But, then there's stuff like the Evangelion video again, where, I needed like the new equipment to make that video because it was going to be basically impossible, or at the very least, like double the workload to do that video in the style of how I'd been doing my older videos. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean I haven't ever started something and given up on it halfway through. Sometimes, you think you have the ability to do this thing, but it turns out, oh, maybe I actually don't. Like the most recent example being the whole reason I'm, retiring the Defining 25 is because I started working on that Black Swan script and got like halfway through, like I think literally halfway through, I got about 3 pages into what would have probably ended up about a 7-page script and just realized, this idea I'm working on here, it has potential. Like I think this could be a good video, but how I'm kind of tackling it right now in the kind of more defined scope of what to me I kind of think of as the Defining 25 wasn't really allowing me to do that idea justice. And then, that's more of a conflict of idea and fitting it into form, but there's also been like I think the earliest example of this is there's somewhere on my hard drive is like an 18-page script that's not even done that was going to be a huge long look at every David Cage game, and then at a certain point I just like, even though I was 18 pages into it, which for those of you not in the know, 18 pages would probably roughly equate to close to an hour of edited video content. So I was very far into at least the writing process of that, but eventually just kind of felt like it wasn't coming together as something that I felt good about. Which I guess kind of wraps us back around and kind of answers the very last part of that question being, have I ever not done something or given up on something because I just felt like there wasn't an audience for that? And for that part, I think I can pretty definitively say that has never happened. Now, just so I don't make myself look too good here, that isn't to say I don't think about it all the time, it just means that I've never actually let that stop me from making a video. If you ask any of the people who are unfortunate enough to be my reliable shoulders to cry on, I definitely think about that a lot, but it just basically means it causes me a lot of anxiety and worrying while I'm actually putting the video together that it's not going to get anywhere near the amount of views that is, equates to the amount of work I'm putting into this. It just also means I just keep doing it anyway and am miserable through the whole thing, so that's probably not too healthy. And with that super bummer of an end note, I think that pretty much answers the question. So that'll do it for this month's Q&A video. I'll put up the post in a couple days for next month's Q&A questions, and then at the end of next month, we'll do this whole thing all over again. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!